Good morning again to everyone. I'm glad you are all able to join and take some time to attend this webinar today. Today I'm going to talk more about how you can use the sales modules in vTiger to increase your revenue. So we'll also cover some of the common questions that we get, usually with specifically about using leads and opportunities and questions about when to create a lead and so on. So again, my name is Srinivas Kanumuru, and I'm doing this webinar from our office in California. So in terms of the agenda, what we'll do today is give you a high-level view of the sales process on how you will start off with leads and follow up on leads and convert them into opportunities and closing them. So we'll talk about that. And then we'll go into some detail about how to add leads and qualifying them, and then in terms of how to use opportunities and creating pipeline reports for quarterly or monthly sales pipeline reports using the data that you have in the opportunities. And we'll also look at invoices and quotes briefly and give you a sense of how you can see all this data in one place with the organization and the contact page. And I'll spend some time on some tips in terms of how you can really get more out of vTiger, specifically related to these modules. So that's the agenda today. By the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the question box that you have, and we will respond during the course of the webinar. And if we are not able to respond, we will try to get back to you after the webinar via email. So as you might have observed so far, in vTiger you have about 20 different modules, and they're kind of focused on pre-sales, which is the marketing part of it, and doing the sales process, managing the whole sales process from leads to opportunities to quotes and so on. And then post-sales, you can manage your customer support activities, including responding to trouble tickets, offering a portal to your customer. And then vTiger offers all the modules for doing project management, handling service contracts, managing your products, services, and all that. So there's a lot of stuff in vTiger, but what we're going to do in these webinars is focus on one specific topic and try to give you a good sense of how to get the most out of vTiger for that specific function. So today the focus is on sales. So if you look at the sales process, there are really four modules that simply put at the high level that you should focus on. The first one is the leads module. And if you look at it on the left-hand side, you start off with a lead. And a lead is basically someone who is actually interested in your product or who might be interested in your product. So I think the emphasis is on might. So you don't know whether they are actually going to be interested in your product or not. You just have picked up some lead information, maybe from a lead database, or you got a business card from somebody, maybe from a trade show. So all these things, people who have basically you have contact information of somebody and you're just trying to contact them to see if they might be interested in your product. So that's where you would create them as a lead. And then those leads are given to your sales team, and your sales person is going to call that lead and qualify that lead and maybe have a couple of calls, meetings and so on, and get to a point where you know there is a good interest in your product. And once you know that, then you convert that lead to an opportunity. So an opportunity is nothing but basically a deal that you're trying to close. So it's a qualified sales opportunity. Okay, so you're going to create an opportunity when you know there is someone who is actually very interested in your product. So you can create an opportunity directly as well, instead of converting them from a lead. So for example, if somebody calls your office phone and you says, oh, I saw your product and I'm very interested and I already evaluated, I'm interested in really understanding a little bit more and maybe getting a demo. So that at that point you would directly create an opportunity because there is no need to create a lead. And an opportunity has information specific to a deal. So in terms of the expected close date, the amount that you're expecting and so on. And you would relate that opportunity to an organization or to a contact. So a contact is nothing but an individual. So it could be an individual who is purchasing on their own or an individual who is employee of an organization. So an organization again is a company that you're basically going to do business with. Okay. So you have this at a high level. So when you start off with leads, you can convert a lead, and when you convert a lead, you would actually create an opportunity, and also it would create an organization and a contact record if they do not already exist. Okay, so this is kind of a big picture about the sales process, how it works, and there are a few more modules that come into it, specifically quotes and invoices which come after the opportunity. But I think if you have a good grip on this, then you'll be able to get the most of the CRM. Okay, so now let's look at how you can start off with leads. And there are different ways that you can add leads into vTiger. And before you add leads, you actually need to make sure that the data that you have in the lead form has everything that you need. So let me just skip over to the screenshot, to the actual product, and I'm going to just give you a look at how the leads page looks. Most of you probably are already familiar with this. So we are looking at a leads list view, and I'm going to look at a detailed view of a lead. And here, as you can see, there are a bunch of fields, and different businesses have different type of data that they might need from their customers. So what you do is you can go to the layout editor to add new fields. So for example, I can go to the leads settings page. That's where I will find the layout editor. And in the layout editor, you can add custom fields. So this is the layout editor. As you can see, this is what the layout of the lead form looks like. You can move fields up and down, and we can even move them between blocks. You can also add new blocks, and you can add fields to any block. So this is the icon you should click on to add a custom field. And when you add a custom field, you can say, for example, let's say you're in the insurance industry, then you might want to get the age of the lead. So I'm going to add a integer here, number. Okay, let's say 3 digits. And I'm going to just say save. So now you have a new field called age. And if I go back to the leads page, and look at any lead, you'll see that new field in the lead form. Okay. So it's good to add these fields before you start adding your leads. Okay. And once you have all these fields that you want, then what you can do is you can import leads from a CSV file. So to import leads, you click on the import button that is at the top. In fact, let me just cancel this again and highlight that import button. So this is the button that you click on to import leads. You can do the same thing, by the way, on the contacts page if you want to import contacts. Same thing with organizations and potentials, which are opportunities. So let me import file here. I have taken some random data I generated from a website, and I'm going to import this leads data. And so you just specify the format of the file. And in fact, we also added vCard support. So this was just added in the last month's update, or actually this month's update earlier this month. And let me go to the next step. This is where you do the mapping. Okay, now you can see that it actually has the first name and last name separated by commas. So when you import, all you need to do is just basically map the columns in your CSV file to the fields in vTiger. So vTiger tries to do the matching by itself, but you should certainly review it and make sure that it picked up the right mapping. So you can see that it picked up last name and mapped it to the last name field and the company field, and email and phone number. I think we'll need to map it to either the mobile or the phone. And that's all you need to do. Okay, as you can see, it imported 100 records that we generated. And once you finish this, okay, so you have the imported records added to the list. And once you have this is one way to add leads to the database. So let me just switch back to the presentation here. The other way is actually to use web forms. So in vTiger, we have made it easy to allow you to create web forms and then include or embed those web forms into your website. So I'm just going to point you to the module that you should go to create those web forms. And there's more documentation and also videos that talk about this. So if you go to the CRM settings, under CRM settings, if you scroll down, you'll find web forms module. And in web forms, you can create a new web form and identify what fields you want in the web form. So you can say, I want the leads module. And in the leads module, you can select what all fields should show up in the web form. Okay, let's say first name, last name, and company and last name are mandatory fields. So you see they're already selected. Let's say you want email address. And you can, the new leads that are coming from the web form can be assigned to the user that you select here. Okay. And once you generate the web form, you can see the form and you can embed this form in your website. Okay. So you also can create leads directly by clicking on the green plus button on your vTiger screen. So if you go to leads, you can create leads directly by clicking on this right here. So there are multiple ways, and there's also one more way. If you have an external application, then you can use APIs to create the leads in vTiger. So now let's look at what you can do once you have these leads. So usually once you get the leads, you would assign them to salespeople, and a specific salesperson is going to follow up on that lead. So let's look at a lead here. And there are different things that you can use within the lead form to keep track of the status of the lead. So one thing that you should look at is the lead status. So the lead status is actually a pick list where you can identify whether the lead has been contacted or not contacted, or is it a lead that is not interested. You can actually modify the choices that are shown in this list from the pick list editor on the settings page. So let me just open that in a new tab and show you the pick list that you can modify those choices. So under CRM settings, you will find pick list editor. And in the pick list editor, you just select the module and select the pick list that you want to modify. So you wanted to modify lead status. We can add a new item or delete items in the lead status form. So let's say I wanted to remove contact in the future. And when you remove a field, you have to replace that value with some other value in the pick list, because there might be existing records which are using that value. So we can say attempted to contact and delete that one value. Okay. So you have lead status, which is very useful for you to track the progression of a lead. And you might even keep it very simple. So instead of having 10 choices, you can just have open lead and then assigned lead or maybe something else, right? So you can modify these choices in a way that is suitable for your business. And once you have the lead status, then you can create custom lists in the CRM by creating filters. So if you only want to see the leads that are contacted, then you just create a new filter and you can call it contacted leads. And in the contacted leads, in the filter, what you would say is the lead status contains contacted. And you can also configure what columns you want to see in that custom list. So I want to see the first name, last name, and let me select the company and the email address and also the phone number. Okay, and then I just have this one filter which says lead status contains contacted. So it's only going to show me the leads that have been contacted. Okay. And you can even use these custom filters to only see leads that are assigned to one salesperson. So again, it's doing the same thing. You edit the filter or you create a new filter and add new conditions to say where the assigned to equals or contains, let's say, whatever user you have. So in my case, I think the current user is Srinivas, so I'm going to set a filter on my name and it's going to show me that. Okay. So and you can always switch views to see different lists by using the filters here. And so let me change the status on one more lead here. I'm going to change it to contacted. And we'll go back to that list view. And we'll make sure that now you should be able to see there are 2 leads that have been contacted. As you can see, now it added one more to this list. Okay, so these custom filters are very useful for you to basically customize the system for your needs. So now you can focus on the leads that you want and then follow through on them. And one other thing before I jump to the next topic, these filters are also useful for you to push the data to your home page. So now you have created a filter called contacted leads. Now let's say you want to see those leads on your home page so that when you log into the CRM, you see those leads right there. So it's very easy for you to add your widgets to the home page. So what we are going to do is now add a new widget that shows those contacted leads. So click on the plus button on the home page and click on module. And here we're going to select leads module because that's the data we want to add. And once you select the leads module, you're going to select the filter that you want to see. So the contacted leads is the one that I want to see. And you can select up to 2 columns here. So let's say I want to see first name and last name. And then I'll just give it a name to the widget. And you can see up to 12 items. So I'll just add it. So now you have a new widget that's added that's showing the data on your home page. Okay. And there is also one other nice feature where you can see the count. If you don't want to see the actual list, but you just want to see the count of items. So, for example, let's say there are leads, the hundreds of leads, and you only want to know, okay, how many leads are open, how many are closed. Then what you can do is create a filter and add that filter to the home page. Excuse me. And there is something called key metrics. So it's one of the default widgets. I think I hid it earlier, so I'm just going to show that key metrics widget. So I just selected it. So now you see there's a new widget called key metrics, and it's showing me the counts of all the filters that I created where I enabled the key metrics checkbox. Let me do that for the filter that we created. So we created contacted leads filter. I'm going to edit this filter. And you see there is a checkbox here that says list in metrics. So if you enable this checkbox, then you're going to see this filter count also on the home page. So we should see a new count here that says contacted leads, and it's going to show up in this here, so right here. And you see the count of the number of records that are in that filter. And you can click on this to scroll down, drill down to that view. Okay. So the filters and the home page widgets and the key metrics, those are all easy ways for you to really tailor the system to really identify and push up the data that you want and make it easily accessible. So let me go back into the lead and I'm going to actually create a comment here. So when you talk to a lead over the phone, you might, or when you follow up on a lead, or maybe you're not able to contact, you can add a comment here saying, okay, he is interested. Set up a follow-up call. Okay, so let me just add this comment, and you can see these comments are added into the comment information block, and they're automatically time-stamped, and also the author is identified. So if you have multiple people following up, maybe you have an inside salesperson and maybe a sales engineer and different people, then you can see all those comments here. Okay, and you can also sort those comments by looking at just your comments or everybody's comments. So you can also attach documents to a lead. So you click on Add Note, and you can select the internal type. And when you select internal, you can say Choose File, which will allow you to upload a file to this to this lead. Okay, so you have a lot of things that you can do while the lead is being qualified. And essentially, I would actually focus on the lead status, because this is an easy way to identify a lead's status. And once you are at a point where the salesperson is convinced that, okay, this is a good opportunity, then you would convert the lead. So let's look at how you convert the lead. And when you convert a lead, it's going to create an opportunity, a contact, and an organization. And let's look at, so when you convert a lead, let's say you have as a salesperson, I have a fairly good idea that this particular lead is going to become an opportunity that can be closed in another 30 days. Then today I would probably set it to April 20th, or and then set the stage. So within potential or opportunity, there's a field called sales stage, which is also similar to lead status, but now you're actually tracking the status of an opportunity, which is much more advanced than a lead would be. And you would set the expected amount out of this particular deal there. And if you have additional information, you can put it here, let's say what industry that particular company is in. And you can also identify which record should the related stuff be transferred to. So, for example, if you attached a document to a lead, when you convert the lead, you can transfer those documents and events to the organization or to the contact. So once it is, so what it is doing now is actually creating a organization record, and it's also creating a contact record, which are identified right here. So you'd see right now, after conversion of a lead, it takes you to the organization record, which is this new organization that you created, and it's going to take, and it also creates the opportunity record and the contact record. Okay. And within opportunity, now you can, let me dive into the opportunity record here. And you can give it a name, let's say, okay, let's say 10 printers being sold to this company. So this is the related organization, and you can identify the sales stage. As you can see, again, this is a drop down or a pick list. And if your business has different stages, again, you can modify these choices from the pick list editor in the settings page. Okay. Again, you can add comments to track the progress. You can add notes. You can add documents to this page. You can also have additional information like related activities. Any events and calls that you set up are shown here. So that's brings together all this data into the opportunity page. So any related content to that opportunity, because in different businesses you have different sales cycles, and you might have different steps within that cycle, right? So you might have a bunch of calls, meetings, and so on. So you can use this information to bring all that together into one place. And as you change the stage from, let's say, analysis to demo to discussions to proposal or to agreement discussions, you can see the stage progression here. So when you have, for example, let's say I actually change the state from needs analysis to, now I'm going to change it to value proposition. And now if you go back into the sales stage history, okay, now you see that it has been changed. So you'll see the stage and when it was modified. If I go back and change it to the next stage, it's going to change the value, it's going to add one more item to that stage history. So you can see the progression here under the sales stage history. Okay, so that's as far as the opportunity information. Again, in the end, the objective is to close the opportunity. So as you get closer to closing the deal, you can advance the opportunity stage. And finally, you would say closed one, and you would see the deal in your sales closed deal. So you can create a report to see all the open opportunities and closed opportunities as well. So let me now show you how you can actually create these custom reports to see your sales pipeline. So you would go to the report section under analytics. And there is already a report here. Let me just show you this by opportunity report, but we'll create some reports to give you an idea about how easy it is to create custom reports. So let me go back to the report section here, back to reports. And I'm going to create a new report. It only takes a minute to create a new report. So let's select opportunities here, because the report I want to create is the pipeline report. And I'm going to create a report to show the pipeline for March. Okay, so I'm going to say March sales pipeline. And I'm going to put it in the opportunity or reports folder. And I think I'll keep it simple for now, just to include basic information about the opportunity and maybe the location of the company. So for that, I added organization as the related module. And I'm going to add, just give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to, excuse me. Go back to the report creation. I just wanted to mute one of my co-panelists. I'm just trying to find a pop-up that allowed me to create the report. Okay. So we're back at the report creation screen, and I'm going to create the March pipeline report. So when you add a related module, you can pull in the data from the related module into the, and I always choose the summary because it gives me more options to do grouping of the data. So I can group by the company name in this case. So I'm going to select the columns that I want to add to this report. So I want to add the opportunity name, the amount, the expected close date, the source of the lead or the opportunity. And then maybe from the organization, I want to get the organization name and the location. So maybe the billing city. Okay, and I'll just skip through. And I can group the information by the organization. So I'll just select the organization name to group those records by. And I can select even let this report include some calculations of the average amount of an opportunity and the lowest and the largest amount. And in the filter, this is where I can actually filter based on timeline or based on any other field. So in this case, since we want to see the opportunities that are going to close in March, we want to say expected close date is going to be this month. Current month. Okay, March 1st to March 31st. And if any opportunity falls in this date, then it's going to be included in the report. You can, if you want, you can add more filters also here. For example, you can say, show me only the March opportunities for this salesperson. So you can do that filter there. And after you create the report, you can share it with everybody, or you can only share it with specific individuals in your team. So you can do that easily. Okay. So for now, I'm going to make it public. So let's see if I have any opportunities that are going to close in March. So March sales pipeline. So I have 2 opportunities, and you can see that we have recently also added a new feature which shows the chart as well as the data at the top. So this charting capability was just added a few weeks ago. And once you create a report or a chart like this, you can even add this to your homepage. So you can say add this chart to the homepage, and let's say March pipeline. And here you can select what chart specifically you want to add. So maybe I'll just add the maybe the pie chart. And once you add that, you'll go back to the homepage and you'll be able to see the new chart that you just added. Okay, March pipeline. And you can see, drill down on this to see that particular opportunity. So I added one more chart a little earlier in terms of by the sales stage. So I did the grouping by the sales stage. So you can see the data here as well. Okay. So that's about the reports part of it. And then you can also see that I have a few other things in that I want to talk about as far as the leads qualification itself, so which I did not cover earlier. So I talked about how you can use leads status to track the status of the lead. But while you are qualifying a lead, you also would be actually having maybe an email campaign, right? You might want to send out a stream of emails. Maybe on first day after they submit their contact details, you send an email. On the third day, you send another email. So you can automate all that using workflows. So we actually have we have covered this in an earlier webinar where you can use workflows to automate actions. And so I'm just going to quickly show you where the workflows are and how you can just create the new workflows easily. I'm just going to go to the workflow section. So workflow is very easy to set up. So all you need to do is select the module for which you want to create the workflow. So in the case of leads, you have to select the leads module. And once you create the workflow, it will ask you to set up a condition. So in your case, you want in the case of this particular example, I want to send out a email or maybe 5 emails. First email on day 1, second email on day 5, and so on. So I'll just need to create these workflows on the first time the record is saved. I schedule this. Okay, so I can say first time record is saved. Email campaign. Okay, I want to send it to all the leads that are where the status is open. So lead status is open, or maybe in this case I don't have that value, so I'll just say qualified lead. And once you save this condition, then it will prompt you for the action, and the action is where you'll set up to say I want to send out an email. So that's the new task, and send email. And when you send email, you can execute the task after some delay. So for the first one, maybe you want to send it right 1 day after the lead is created. And similarly, you can create the second task and then send it after 5 days. Okay, so that's how you set up drip emails. The other thing you would be doing is while you are working with the lead or opportunity, you would set up meetings, you would set up calls and all that. And all those things, those will be linked to those opportunities or leads. And then you can see all of them right there on your home page. When you log in every day, you'll see the opportunities that you need to follow up on here. Okay, so you can even move this up here. So to see all your activities for today. And you can add custom widgets to even add columns to only see the time and so on. And you can set up reminders so that the emails come to you before the event. You can set up the reminder to send the email 5 minutes before or 15 minutes before. Let me show you how you can add a new event or a new call and set up that reminder. So when you go to the calendar, add a call, you can go to the reminder section and you can say send reminder, and you can set up the time. And you can link that particular event to a particular contact or organization. You can select the organization from here. So let's say I link an event. So let's say demo for ABC company at tomorrow. I'm just going to save this. So that will be on your calendar, and also when you go to that organization, you will see all the related opportunities and related events right there. So let's go to that ABC company that we just added the event to, and let's go to the activities section. You will find all the data right there. Okay, so this is the one that we just added. So I think we have kind of covered the leads and the opportunities. So hopefully you have now an idea about how to use opportunities. So in essence, the opportunities is almost like the center of the CRM, because that's where you really you'll be spending a lot of time to close the opportunities, and you'll be setting up events, you'll be adding documents, you'll be adding comments to the opportunity. So you can definitely get the most of it out of it by making sure the sales stages and all that are well set up for your business flow. And when you have an opportunity, you can close, once you get the opportunity to like the proposal or the quote stage, you can create the quote in the CRM. So let me just take you quickly to the quotes page. Okay, so in the quotes page, what you can do is let me open one of the existing quotes. It's very easy to create a new quote as well. Just click on the plus button here, and then it'll set up, take you to the same screen. And then you can add items to your quote. So let's edit this quote here, and you can see how you can add items and products or services to your quote. So you can add a product. Let's say I want to add a new product to this quote. Let's say a laptop, and you can add 5 quantities of this product, and maybe this price is $1,000. Okay, it's automatically going to change the total price, and you can set up discounts and all that. And once you save the quote, you can export the quote to a PDF file. Okay, you can export the quote to a PDF file. Let's look at how the PDF file is. And if you want to modify the layout of this PDF file, there is an extension called PDF Maker, which you can install from the module manager here. So let me go to CRM settings and module manager. So under the module manager, if you go to the custom modules, you'll find an extension called PDF Maker. Okay, when you click on import or upgrade, you'll find PDF Maker. And so you would see install button. In this case, I already installed it, so that's why it's allowing me to upgrade it. But you would see an install button like this here. You click on it, and that will automatically install it within a few seconds. And once you install it, then you'll be able to use that PDF Maker to modify the layout of your PDF. Okay, so let's, for example, look at the invoice PDF here. Okay, so you can basically create your layout and add fields and all that to the PDF. All right, so I think we are coming close to the end of the webinar. So I just wanted to make sure I covered all the key things that I intended to do. By the way, in terms of quotes and invoices, before you start adding quotes, you should set up your products and services, and that you can do from the product page. So products page is here, and you can even find the services under the inventory section. So you'll need to add those products and services, set up the prices and all that, and then you can create your quotes out of it. And when you convert a lead, as I said, it's going to create a contact and organization. And contact and organization basically have the static information that doesn't really change a lot, right? So you basically have your address, the phone number, the industry, and so on. And that's really what you'd store in the contact and organization. But all the activities that are going around that are related to this organization, that are related to this contact, you can find all that in one place when you go to that contact page or when you go to that organization page. Okay. So you'll see all the related opportunities. So if you look at the organization page, you'll see all the opportunities, the activities, the projects, the assets, the trouble tickets, everything related to that organization or to the contact in one place. So let's look at an organization like ABC company that we just looked at earlier. And if you look at the more information tab, you see opportunities, contacts, quotes, invoices, activities, emails, everything is in one place. And if you prefer to see just in one tab, you can even change the view to just show in one tab. You enable the single pane view. And now, if I reload this page, you will see instead of these two tabs, it will put everything in just one tab. I'm just going to reload this page. Okay, now you see that more information is no longer there, but because everything is now just below. So that's the unified view that you would find when you actually look at a contact view or the organization page. So the same thing again on the contact page. An organization, you can decide to link your opportunities and activities and so on to an organization and to a contact. If you do that, then it will show up both on both lists. Or if you just do it with one of them, it will show up on that, whether it's organization or the contact. Okay, I just want to share some final tips before we get to the QA section. If you have, as I said earlier, you can push your important data to the home page by creating your widgets to the home page. The first step is to create filters. After you create filters in any page, let's say leads or contacts, after you create the filters, you can push it to the home page by adding a module widget. One new feature that we recently introduced is the ability for you to customize the main menu. So you can actually use the menu editor to customize the main menu. So let me just show you where that is. Under CRM settings, if you go to the menu editor, you can identify what modules you want to see in the main menu. So let's say I don't want products. So these are all the modules in the CRM, and these are the modules that you identified to be shown in the menu. So if you move this down, I think the top 10 items appear on the main menu as it says here. Okay, let's say I want to move trouble tickets up and save it. So now instead of products, it's going to actually push up trouble tickets into the main menu. Okay, so I just save this and I can reload this page. Because the products is no longer there on the main menu. So you can tailor your CRM, the main menu, organization specific to each organization. We talked about how you can create filters. Again, that's a very powerful way to create custom lists. And one other thing many of you might not be aware is we have an Outlook plugin and a Thunderbird plugin. If you're using any of those clients for your email, you can use the plugins that we offer to synchronize your calendar and contacts and also add emails to the CRM from your mail clients. And we also talked about how to automate actions. So workflows is definitely something you should look at to see how much of automation you can get from the CRM. So it's not just sending out email notifications. It's also things where you want to update some fields automatically, or if you want to assign a lead automatically to some new salesperson based on the region. In other words, let's say a lead is created and the lead is in the city of Washington. Then if it should go to salesperson A, then you can create a workflow to automatically assign that lead to that salesperson A. Okay, so those that kind of wraps up the things that we wanted to cover today. So please submit your questions. We'll certainly spend another 5-10 minutes here to answer your questions, and we'll follow up via the email if we are not able to respond in the next 5-10 minutes. And those of you who don't have any questions, just wanted to give you the help resource page. So if you just go to vtiger.com/help, you'll find all the information about documentation. And we have recently upgraded our wiki to make it easier for you to find content. So let me just quickly give you an idea about how the wiki has been recently revised. So you can see all the information here. You can find any particular modules. You can go into sales automation and you see leads management, contacts management, opportunity, and you can look at each module in more detail. We have also added like quick tips to set up your CRM. So starting from setting up company details and so on. So you can certainly look at our help page. Again, this is our main help page. And you'll see the documentation page. So if you dive into the documentation, you'll see the new wiki. And we also added a search now for our videos section. So if you just go to the videos section, you search for videos that you are interested in. Okay. All right, so that's it. Thank you all for joining. So we'll take another 5 minutes to answer the questions, and we will wrap up the meeting after that. Thank you. So I wanted to, for those of you who are still there, I just wanted to answer to a couple of questions. One of them is from Nick. I think the question is, if a lead was generated from a marketing campaign, how do you view those leads that are from that campaign, right? So again, there what you would do is you would use the lead source in the lead page. So let me skip to the CRM here. And in the lead, you have a lead source, right? So the lead source value, you can set it to a marketing campaign name. So let's say the lead source came from campaign A, then you would set the lead source value to that. And when you convert the lead to an opportunity, this value is still stored in the opportunity. So if you look at the opportunity later, you'll still see that. So that's actually, and then you can create a report to see all the opportunities that are originating from this campaign. In terms of the PDF Maker, I think some of you had a question about how to install the PDF Maker. So all you need to do is go to CRM settings. Under CRM settings, you will find Module Manager. And in the Module Manager, click on Custom Modules. And in the Custom Modules, click on Import. And then you will find the PDF Maker here, and you click on Install. Yeah, so the other question was about custom fields. When you add custom fields, will they appear on the mobile apps that we have? We have apps for the iPhone and the Android. And yes, the custom fields would appear, but you would have to resync the device. So you would have to basically synchronize it. Basically what happens is when you install and log in for the first time, it gets the schema from the server. So what you can do is erase the database. So once you enter your login and password, it will give you the option to reset your database. And you just need to click on the trash icon to reset the database and then log in again, and it's going to get the new schema, including the custom fields that you added. In terms of web forms, I want to point you to the documentation that we have. If you go to our main documentation page, just click on search for web forms here. So the search is also a nice feature that we have tried to leverage well. So if you just search for web forms, you will find actually search for web forms integration. Okay, so in the web form integration, you will be able to see how you can create the web form and how you can integrate this web form into your website. Yeah, I think one question is about whether you can set up default values for a web form. And yes, when you create the web form, you can actually set up default values, and that's the default value form or column that you see on the right side. So I'm just showing you that here. Hang on a second. The website this is the one we created. You can edit the form and you can see the default value, override value, sorry. Yeah. So if you set the override value, then the value will always be the same. Yeah, another question was about how much of these activities are there on the mobile app. In the mobile app, you can basically do a lot as far as the users are concerned. So like creating opportunities, creating leads, creating, updating the statuses, adding comments. So we have actually been rolling out updates every month for the apps as well, not just the platform, but we are releasing new versions of the app that will automatically be deployed to your phones. And these updates, recent updates include the ability to add comments and things like that from the app. Yeah, with the Outlook plugin, the one question was about whether it does the synchronization automatically. It doesn't. So you have to click on the sync calendar when you want to synchronize. And when you click on that button, it automatically synchronizes all your calendars. So it doesn't do it automatically every day. You just need to click on that button once a day. Okay, looks like those were all the questions that were that we had. So please email us if you have any more questions. We'll be happy to respond. So just send us an email to support@vtiger.com and or the od-support@vtiger.com. Both work fine. And thank you all again for joining. We are going to keep these sessions going. We expect to have another webinar within the next 1 or 2 weeks, and we'll focus on the support side of the organization in the next webinar. Thank you all. Have a good day.